Hello, everybody. Hello. We start our second program here in Be Heard. My name is Rita Board, and I'm talking to my co-host, health coach Svetlana Burak. And today we are talking about transformations, which are so important in our lives. And Okay, go ahead, Svetlana, and take it over. So it'll be easier to do. Yes.
Good morning, Rita.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
everyone. Great to be here with everyone, with you, Rita, and our listeners. Yes, today's topic is transitions and transformations. Transitions are phases in our lives that close an old door and open up a new door or a new opportunity.
Right.
And who is a better person to talk about transformations than Rita?
Um, thank you.
Rita has gone through a good share of transformations in her life that bring her to be the beautiful, amazing, loving person that she is.
Thank you.
And Rita is an integrative nutrition health coach. She's a member of American Association of Drugless Practitioners. She's a certified Reiki practitioner, a co-founder of Sungates Wellness Center in Wheeling, Illinois, and she is also a guide to Spiritual Hospital of John of God in Abadiânia, Brazil. Wow, Rita, tell us, how did you start your journey that brings you here to where you are?
Well, thank you, Svetlana. That's amazing introduction. I've never heard about that much than many words about myself. It's amazing. The transformation started, I guess, about 10 years ago. And as for many people, it started from the problem, from the disease or diagnosis. And it wasn't like something life-threatening, but as I found out later, the doctor who uh, posed this actually was a thyroid issue. She told my husband that it's not that simple. I wasn't aware of it before. I mean, at the time, but as she said, it's really very, very, very serious.
That must have been hard.
Yeah, yes. Actually, she was a doctor, and she became my first teacher because except that she was a endocrinologist and a medical doctor. She was also very good, had very good knowledge and still has about Ayurveda and Chinese medicine. And she was able to heal herself because she had asthma using those holistic therapies. Not only her knowledge in medical field, but also using those holistic methods. So when she diagnosed me with that, and she sent me to a doctor to have a blood test, and of course, doctor said hormones. That's what I need to take, and otherwise I won't be able to heal it. Right away, I knew to say no to it because actually what happened, I saw my mom taking prednisolone for more than 50 years, and I knew where it's all will lead. So there we are. At that point, everything is started. And it was about a year ago. Yes.
And it wasn't going to lead to anything good, it sounds like. Right.
No, no, yes.
Uh,
And
mm.
well,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
So, uh, and then the first trip to India actually happened. And I had panchakarma, which was amazing treatment. And
What
then,
what is Panchakarma?
what is panchakarma? Well, pancha means five in Sanskrit, and karma is actually karma, and it's not just the physical treatments; it's also the treatment for our body, for our mind. So
Mm.
there are lots of healing modalities involved, including oil massage with four hands, um,
Wow.
dropping oil on your third eye, which is mind quieting and very good for, uh, well, if people know about doshas, it's great for vata dosha, but I'm sure we'll talk about it later.
Hmm.
And we have a separate topic on it. So, and
So,
also,
so discovering the thyroid imbalance prompted, is that what prompted you to take
yes,
a trip?
yes, because I didn't know about any spiritual practices at all. It wasn't on my list. It wasn't on in my head. I didn't believe in anything. I didn't believe in God. I even afraid to say this word, like in front of other people or inside. I didn't have any knowledge on it.
Hmm.
And and it's actually it's where it's all started. But I just want to say that it's not necessary this transformations or journeys should start on a diagnosis or bad diseases. Maybe we should all um, just as a precaution just be open and hear what other people are saying. It's not necessarily that we know everything. We don't know anything actually. When we open, then the process can start.
Right. Hmm.
So that was the first thing
So,
that happened.
what was the outcome of your trip? How did it change your life?
Well, that trip was the beginning. It was just, I began to open myself to it. And after I came back, I started to meditate. It was very difficult, but that's how my first teacher said, just sit down. Just sit down and be there. Close your eyes and just to sit for 5, 10 minutes. And I couldn't. I just couldn't because I didn't know what I'm doing. Why? I'm just sitting here with my eyes closed and still have those thoughts bombarding my head, right?
Meditations, the beginning of meditation is so hard. I can so
Yes.
relate to that. How did you
Hmm.
conquer that challenge?
I don't know. As she said, I just started to do it every day in the morning. And also, she allowed me to do it in my bed. Just as soon as we open our eyes, that's okay at the beginning. And you feel that you're out of your dream or of your night sleep, and you're somewhere there, but already here.
You're in transition.
Yes, transition. Yes, exactly. You can just close, close your eyes back and just be there with yourself, right?
Great idea. I think I'm gonna try that in the mornings
I
before I.
think you tried it before and you're while away from it. You can do it. You can do it sitting down. It just for beginners if they
Mm.
cannot sit for a
Yeah.
long time.
Hmm.
And then I started to do it every day, and I cannot live without it anymore. And it not shouldn't. I mean, it can be just 10 minutes that if you cannot do it more than that, and
Yeah,
that's fine.
just taking 10 minutes. That's not that much out of your day, right?
Right, exactly.
And there's powerful scientific support for meditation.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
It can be very transformational. But how has it changed your life or your day? Started with the day, right? How is the day different now when you
Oh,
meditate?
well, it makes a huge difference because you're more centered, more awake, and it's easier to go with the day. But of course, I added more. I added some yoga and some exercises, and the meditation comes at the end of it. So it's my morning routine now, and whenever I am, I should do it anyway. At least 30 minutes of my time to start with exercise, yoga, and meditation.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was just the beginning. Then I signed up for the yoga classes, and the healing process started. It was so much more into it. Yeah, but then what happened then? I was laid off from my job. And I used to work in corporate world in IT, and I worked from 8 till 5 every day. And sometimes it was overtime, and I was stressed out. Even though I liked my job, I can say that I didn't like it.
It
But
wasn't your passion, it sounds like.
it was okay job, and when actually I like when it was more to work on than less. Sometimes like it's up and downs in the corporate world. Sometimes we have nothing to do. It
Right.
happened too. So what happened? Everything was outsourced, and they let go lots of programmers in our company. And since I was already on this path, we decided to have another trip to India to have another treatment of panchakarma, even though my blood tests were so much better at that point. And of course, using some supplements, herbal supplements, and meditation and yoga, everything else that all of that helped in the healing process.
Mm-hmm.
And when we saw astrologer, I saw astrologer in India, and he looked at my astrology map. He said that my destiny, my dharma is your destiny in Sanskrit. Um, that I have to help people. It, well, he didn't say how, but that's
Mm-hmm.
what I should do. And since I was out of job and came back, I started my research on how I can proceed with my life. It was not easy. It was not easy, but well, again, I found IAN, and it opened my vision. And I was in love with the program right away because, like we looking at everything, and it when I started the program, it healed my life first, and it was great. My tests were much better, and
The blood test.
yes, and I tried every diet that they proposed.
You were one
I
of
was so
those.
much into it.
Well, for
Right.
those listeners who might not know, IIN
Mhm.
is the
Mhm.
Institute for Integrative Nutrition that Rita and I both completed at different points in time.
Right. Right.
And yeah, that's one of the things that many students go through is try on every single diet that we see.
Mhm.
Um,
Deciding that we diet are not working at all. Right.
decided the diets are not working, right? Yes.
That we are all different, and we need different food and different points of our life, and whatever we feel, that's most important.
Right. So
Oh.
when we see somebody, a celebrity, talk about what she eats during the
Mhm.
day
Mhm.
in some magazine, it doesn't mean that that's the right thing for everyone to do, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yes, because everybody's body is so different genetically and where we live, where we come from.
Yeah. I like being in India and trying some of the food and the spices. I realized that they're so good, but we cannot live here and use those hot spices that they use in India. So Ayurvedic approach is using, like for example, spices that are good for our body type.
Hmm. Okay. And what is the reason that we cannot use the spices
Because
here?
there, the climate there is hot,
Mm-hmm.
and they used to those hot spices like chili powder and some curries that have lots of pepper in it. But it's not good here. It's some pepper is good for detoxification once in a while, like those hot spices, but
Mm-hmm.
not for everybody. And especially in our climate where we have more moderate temperature. So it's again, it's very individual.
Yeah.
Every person should go by individuality, right?
Yes, bio-individuality. That's the word.
That's the
Right.
word. Well, like actually, when I come back, and I was already in IA, and I started to do cooking classes. Yeah, and you were present
Yeah.
on one of those, right?
Yeah.
It was fun to use the Ayurvedic spices and some dishes that really helping to calm down and balance our dosha or our body type and bring to balance um,
Do you
any issues. Hmm.
do you still eat following that principle, supporting your dosha or your body type?
Yeah, most of the time, not all the time, but yeah, but I'm a big fan of seasonal eating.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, by Ayurveda, like when in especially here in Chicago, it's different in California where all the time is warm. But here, when it's cold, we lean more into fatty and more like meat. Introduce more meat in our diet because it creates this isolation for the colder times. And
Mm-hmm.
in the summer, it's okay and it's good to have some raw food
Mm-hmm.
because it's cleansing and cooling. So yes, that I follow. My body feel like this is the way I should go.
It's almost like a little bit of a craving for specific foods during certain time of the year. Is that how would you describe it?
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's the way to describe it. Yes.
Yeah. It's amazing how our nature created foods with a purpose, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Such a wise creation, such a
Wide
wisdom.
variety. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so, and then you went to institute, just going back to where you
Yes.
were in your story, you completed Institute for Integrative Nutrition, which sounds has been transformational for you.
Exactly. Yeah. That was a big change from being in corporate world in IT and started completely new journey with helping people to get better and heal their problems without using any drugs since we are drugless practitioners, and that so resonate with me because for about 20 years I don't have any medication at home. So whenever, yes, any, just at all, even headache, or I have my tools, I have my supplements, herbal supplements that help to deal with any problem. Hopefully it will continue this way,
Mhm.
uh, but that's what it is.
That's wonderful.
Right. So,
So sounds like, go ahead.
but then a few years, maybe a year later, in 2010, I believe, I've heard about this amazing place in Brazil um, from our friend who is actually a doctor. And that was interesting since we talked to her about India and she told us about Brazil, but nothing happened, didn't click. And a year later, she visited Brazil again. She visited John of God, and we visited India, and we met again, and we talked about it. And she had a trip to India, and we decided to have a trip to Brazil to John of God, and we uh, it happened for in 2 weeks. it was a calling, and the calling was so huge that it was me and my husband that we just couldn't stay uh, here. We knew we had to go, so we booked tickets and had visa, and we were there.
So tell us more about this John of God. Who's that doctor?
Well, he's a full trance medium, and he was sent there by his teachers and guides to open a spiritual hospital, and it happened more than 50 years ago. So thousands and thousands of people went through him and through this place for these years. And well, it doesn't mean that it helped everybody, but it's definitely a journey. What happened with me, I realized that there is something more in the universe than just us, that just those physical bodies. And it make a huge impact on on me because I realized that there are more. So whenever we call it universe, we call it energy, some call it, we call it God. It creates uh, it creates space in our hearts. And sometimes we're looking for it somewhere else. We're looking for it outside, but it's not outside. It's inside. And this place is just our heart. And when we feel it, it opens our hearts. And there is the feeling that we love everybody.
Wow.
And we open to everything. And that's a huge transformation because those realizations, they bring healing and they bring openness, and we open and surrender for anything that happened to us. We just take it much more easier because we know that somebody else up there is looking for us,
Yeah.
and it's just beautiful.
Wow. So how has it changed your life?
Well, that's from this perspective I live now. I know that whatever happened to me, it happened for a reason, and I am open for anything that happen next. It'll be good, no matter what. Because sometimes when changes come, we're losing our job, we're losing our partner. Somebody is leaving, transitioning to another world. We think that's the end of the world, and it's not, because life goes on, and uh, thing, things change for better. It just maybe we just have to step back and look at it from the different perspective, and
It sounds,
everything's beautiful.
yeah, it sounds like you had acquired some sense of acceptance for no matter what happens and trust that it's going to be okay.
Exactly.
The big thing that is missing when we go through transitions, right? Because those moments can be emotionally turbulent,
Mhm.
and the reason for that is because there's that sense of anxiety about what may come, may not be what you want, or may not be in your best interest. But when you have this trust and acceptance, then there isn't that as much of a turbulence, would you say?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Maybe there is, because we're human beings, and whatever happened, we there are emotions.
Yeah,
We should let those emotions out, and then just look inside and have this, exactly, the trust and faith that everything gonna be fine, and have fun. How important is this to have fun in life when we do something that we like and that inspired us? Everything, it makes a difference, right? Are
absolutely.
you with me?
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you remember the symbol of the casa in Brazil? Casa is a house in Portuguese. So that's why the spiritual hospital called, we just simply between us, we call it casa.
right.
It's a face, it's a triangle.
Yeah,
Uh, Yes,
Mhm.
it's on the side of this triangles, three words: faith, love, and deeds. So this is just another balance for our life. When we have all three of those, life makes a difference. This all makes a difference.
Faith, love, and deed.
Deeds. Deeds are the whatever deals or donations or whatever we do what we're supposed to do in life as a good human beings.
Actions, right? Yeah.
Actions, yeah, it can be transformed to actions. That's something that lead to good human behavior or something. Uh, when I went there second time, we brought the crystal bath, which is a very special device, and we'll talk about it later. This device was channeled by John of God. That is something that can balance our chakras and energy body. And also, I asked permission to be a guide, and uh, I was scared. I was shaking. I didn't know how I'm gonna do it. But when I had my first group, which happened in a year, in November 2013,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it was a blessing because 9 people went with me. It was a big group. I actually had an assistant, which also was sent to me by universe or John of God or whoever it is. I'm so thankful. And it was transformational because it was not easy for me to understand that I actually can be a leader, but a leader in different perspective, a leader from the heart, not from the pushing or saying people what to do, but
Right.
really feeling from my heart what's important. So,
Made you decide to become a guide?
well, I didn't decide it. I have someone by
Sure.
me who knows that, that just happens. Sometimes our partners are they're different setup. My
Okay.
partner is is my teacher,
Hmm.
and we actually did the Akashic Records reading for me and him. And what that person saw is he was my teacher some lives ago, and he was my yoga teacher who well, there was many things, but he pushed me into it. He said, just let go ahead and let's ask permission, and
Yeah.
you'll be perfect in it. So that's why it took me almost a year to realize that I can do it. So
Wow.
since then, I have 2 trips to every year, and it's every time it's life changing experience for me. It's a journey because like that's old saying that we pull layers of onion. Uh,
Yes. Hmm.
So every time is different.
So, Abajani and John of God is known as a place where miracles happen. What kind of miracles have you witnessed?
Hmm. Oh, well, it might not sound like miracles for some, but there are people who actually it was a girl with me who had a throat cancer.
Hmm.
Um, maybe didn't sound like a miracle at the moment, but as I see it now, it is a miracle because she was refusing to use any help of Western doctors for 2 years, even though she was diagnosed with it. And then she decided to go to Brazil because she knew she wanted to be there and use any possible way to heal herself, except the Western medicine.
Okay.
Even, yes, so she uh, didn't feel better there. But when she came back home, she decided to have a real operation, real surgery. And she's good now. She was recovered, and she feels very good. So there in Brazil, they're saying all the time that Western approach should go alone with any alternative healing process.
Mm. So it's not like you go there and they tell you, well, you got to stop all your medication and stop seeing your doctors. That's not the case.
That's not the case,
Well,
even though they're saying to take any medication prescribed by the doctor with you.
yeah.
So she had like we all have spiritual interventions, and it's hard to comprehend or understand when we don't know about it. But
Yeah.
it's when entities or spirits, how we call them, they working on us, and they're like real surgeries. And after those surgeries, we are in bed for 4 hours, like we had a real operation or in an anesthesia, and we sleep for 24 hours. I'm
Yeah.
sure you had one of
I
those.
remember that very well.
Yeah, you do. Okay. Yeah. So, but some miracles happened there. So there's so many really sick people go there with cancer, autoimmune diseases. There's so many with. I'm sure the trip to Brazil helped you also on your healing process.
Yes. And well, the reason for my journey was twofold. It was because of my own health issues with thyroid, but also for spiritual growth. So I
Exactly.
just wanted to mention people
Mhm.
go for personal reasons that have nothing to do with their physical health, but for personal transformation, for spiritual transformation. Yes.
Yes, all those people who were there with me, they first of all they didn't want to leave. They just loved it there. And I saw transformation is in them, not necessarily like physical transformation, but mind transformation right away on the second day. When we arrive, and the posadas or hotels there, not the five-star hotels like we see here, but they have everything we need, and they're clean, and it's good to stay there for 2 weeks.
And the
The
food is delicious.
food is
I
delicious.
remember
It's all natural, right from the market.
that.
Mm-hmm. And they just right away, some of them sound like, oh, the room is so small, and I'm not used to rooms that small. I need something better. And I'm just staying quiet. I'm trying to explain anything. And then on the second day, they're not asking those questions anymore, even though they're trying to help each other. And they're asking me what I need if when I go to present my questions to John of God. So people change on the second or third night, and
Yeah, it's got to be inspiring for you to see that.
yeah, that's the biggest thing that when I see people change.
Wow. I can totally hear you with that. Yes.
Yes, yeah, that lovely place.
So, so now you're a guide at Abhijania, John of God, and you also are a health coach, integrated nutrition health coach. So, who do you work with? What kind of work do you do, and wheeling, and what kind of people do you work with?
Well, since we opened this space for people to grow, and we provide information for those who are looking for a spiritual growth or just alternative healing. In I support not just the people who come here as the clients, but also those who are working with us, like acupuncturists, the healers. We provide the space for them to do their work, and
So it's a whole healing center.
exactly, that's a healing center. And we actually expanded about a year ago, created a studio for Tai Chi and yoga, and we have belly dance here. Uh,
Classes?
yeah, so many different classes. We hold a healing circle once a month where healing practitioners are coming to uh, provide those small short sessions for like have people to have a taste of what healing is. I took Reiki, actually took Reiki 1 and 2 myself. Unfortunately, I have so much to do during those healing sessions that I have to hold space for healers and clients. And but I use my skills that I learned on my the close ones, especially for my mom. She needs it. She loves it, and she that's amazing how she loves the crystal bath.
Yeah.
Yes, and she felt it, and she get up and saying, "Oh, somebody worked on me. I felt this warmth on my shoulder. That was amazing. That what
Wow.
people love." Because it's not just crystals and lights, it's also open portal to this amazing place in Brazil.
Ah, okay.
And we feel the presence of those spirits. For those people who doesn't believe in that, I'm just saying that when they're here, just be open, surrender, and don't expect anything. Just and when we opened, things happened and healing happened.
Yes. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's
So
so
how do
good.
people find you? How can they find you in Wheeling?
Well, there's so many um, places to go to online to find us. They can go to sungatecenter.com. They can find us on Facebook uh, page, Sungate Center, Sungate's Wellness, and by just providing them their information, email us to info@sungates.com. And I also work um, mostly with women
Mm-hmm.
who need not just in like I feel that since you're a health coach and I'm a health coach, we kind of work on a different perspective.
Yeah.
Yes, you're more scientific and love to work in the lab tests and stuff, which is great because we need that. Since I said it's great to work in combination with Western medicine, uh, well, in I feel that my work transition more into taking people to those retreats. I sometimes call them retreat in Brazil, but it also starts here when I provide information and put them in that starting point where they can go and start their healing process here.
So transition begins at home,
Yeah,
literally and figuratively. It just begins wherever you are, right? Inside you. And if you decide to make a trip to Brazil, you can begin transition or transformation wherever you live. Mm-hmm.
hmm it can start in the morning with the first cup of tea.
Yes, right. Exactly. It starts with a change of mind and perspective.
It's a good exercise. At the end of the day, start writing things what you're grateful for,
Yeah.
uh, whatever you come up with, right?
Yeah.
And in the morning, just manifest whatever you want to do today, like almost a to-do list, or who you love, or what you what really what opened you up, what moves you.
So is that your routine at night? You write down things that you're grateful for then?
Yes, maybe not all the time, but
Yeah.
most of the time. It
That's such a powerful way of changing your perception of your reality, right? Because we're, as human beings, tend to focus on things that are not
negative.
necessarily positive. Yeah. And that's such a great way to flip that. So powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of thinking what happened, what bad things that happened with us, just think about what good things happened. But I'm sure we can always find something positive that happened during the day.
Yes,
Can
absolutely.
you come up with one that happened with you yesterday, for example? What good things happened?
Oh, yes. Good question. Oh, let me see. Well, yesterday was Father's Day, and
Oh, right.
I don't want to sound like cliche, but I just so appreciate my husband for being the father that he is. He's just so amazing. And yesterday was one of those days that kind of made me think deeper about everything that he is to my son and how appreciative and lucky I am. And he is, and my son is. How about
Beautiful,
you?
beautiful.
How about
Yes.
you?
Oh, yeah, talking about Father's Day, actually, I wrote a blog last night. I send emails here every Sunday night, and I'm writing a blog or I compilate something together for our clients who are not even clients, for those people who are on our mail list,
Yeah.
to let them know what's going on in Sungates Center, and also trying to write something interesting.
Mhm.
So my topic was yesterday was about, I don't know why I come up with this, but uh, about fathers daughters relationship and how important is this. So
Ah,
which um, and I found amazing old photo with me and my dad, and I shared with in that email.
you
With
reflect some.
so many emotions that
Mhm.
associated with that. Yes,
Mm.
I love my father deeply, and he is he is everything that I got from my childhood. Not
Wow,
just childhood. Still, I can talk about anything about in everything with him.
that's
Still,
so special.
yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to reading that email.
Okay, okay, yeah.
So, we talked about transitions and transformations. And I mean, look at you. You went from one major challenge to another major challenge and turned it into an opportunity.
Hmm.
A beautiful opportunity that, shaped your life and brought you where you are, as a healer and a giver and this very loving person.
Thank you,
So
Svetlana.
I want to end this conversation with a really powerful quote that just so powerful. It
Hmm.
gives me goosebumps every time I read it. And you know this, Rita.
Yes.
It's Flying Trapeze. It's an excerpt from Warriors of the Heart by Dana and Perry. It vibrantly depicts the benefits of embracing change and the struggle that is often present within our inner dialogue. So I'm going to read some of this. It's great. Sometimes I feel that my life is a series of trapeze swings. I'm either hanging on to a trapeze bar, swinging along, or for a few moments, I'm hurtling across space between the trapeze bars. Mostly, I spend my time hanging on for dear life to the trapeze bar of the moment. It carries me along a certain steady rate of swing, and I have the feeling that I'm in control. I know most of the right questions and even some of the right answers, but once in a while, as I'm merrily, or not so merrily, swinging along, I look ahead of me in the distance, and what do I see? I see another trapeze bar looking at me. It's empty. And I know in that place in me that knows that this new bar has my name on it. It is my next step, my growth, my aliveness coming to get me. In my heart of hearts, I know that for me to grow, I must release my grip on the present well-known bar to move to the new one. Each time I'm afraid I will miss, that I will be crushed on unseen rocks on the bottomless basin between the bars. But I do it anyway. I must. Perhaps this is the essence of what the mystics call faith. No guarantees, no net, no insurance. But we do it anyway because hanging on to that old bar is no longer an option. And so, for what seems to be an eternity, but actually lasts a microsecond, I soar across the dark void called the past is over and the future is not yet here. It's called a transition. I have come to believe that it is the only place that real change occurs.
Beautiful. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for reading it and remind me about it.
It's such a powerful quote, especially in the moments where we go through transitions, through changes in life.
Yes.
So,
And just want to say to our listeners, don't be afraid of changes and transformation. Most of the time, they lead to better things and better results. And just be
absolutely.
open. Be
Just be
open.
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 Yes.
Would you like to announce the topic for our next program?
Yes, yes. I'm excited that next time we're going to talk about one of my passions, which is thyroid health and diets. So get ready next Monday at 12 Central and 10 Pacific. And what's the Moscow time? Yeah.
It's 20. Well, they will know it. They'll
Okay.
find us. Thank
Great.
you very much, everybody. Thank you, Svetlana.
Thank you, Rita, and thanks for being with us, everyone.
Absolutely. And we'll see you next Monday. Bye bye. Have fun.
Bye bye.